Gravina welcomes the Celestial Church's procession under brooding skies, an ill omen for the desolate realm. They come to aid King Borolan restore order, after Alaric the Conqueror left the realm in ruins with his conquest. But it is futile, for heresy spreads swiftly among the people, and kings forsake their faith and vows even swifter.
Only silence and scorched farmland for a day's flight. What a wretched place. I hope Avon has arrived safely by now. Best I meet this sorry excuse of a king quickly.
Turn away, fiend! Your Eminence! We did not expect your arrival so soon. A great mistake. We mistook you for Alaric's forces. Of course, we'll notify the king right away.
Yes, go. Warn the king.
The Inquisitor finds king and court on their best behavior, their obedient smiles polished to perfection. No sooner has he entered the throne room than they urge him to join a banquet. Renfried can smell the fear. In Sonan, no throne dares defy the Celestial Church's envoy. All kings know the Church's hidden watchers observe their every move, and an Inquisitor never comes without reason. Gravina is at your humble service, Your Eminence. I'm sure your reports will quickly prove to be mistaken.
They rarely are. So you will understand that I go about my work before more of these heretics take root.
Of course, Your Eminence. The Celestial Church has free access to our realm, or what is left of it. Alaric and the Silence took everything.
Our spies have marked all locations that demand our attention. A Skirillith feather. Avin has been here. Then she is alive at least, wherever that troublesome squire is.
The spies' reports soon proved to be true. The high tower, once raised in honor of the gods, now stands silent. The celestial sigil that crowned it has been torn away. The church's judgment is clear. To lay a hand on its temples or priest is punishable by death and the burning mark of Ezra for all conspirators.
We cannot let this go unpunished. Ishild, herd the villagers together. We need to purge this location.
Gladly, Scorchlane.
Where have the Celestials been when the Silence took our fields?
We are not praying to the gods who abandoned us.
I am afraid you should have thought about that before attacking our priests.
The villagers are no match for the procession and the celestial beast in its ranks. The priests take up their quills and sear every last one of them with the mark of Ezra. The marks will not fade, and the wounds will not heal. They will remind the marked of their divine allegiance for the rest of their lives. The silence creeps far into the kingdom, threatening the small patches of farmland Alaric's troops have left untouched. If it were not for his slick, insincere nature, Rainfried might have felt a trace of pity for the king. Borrelan is no fool. He must know that Gravina may endure for now, but the land cannot escape its fate.
I should tend to the north before venturing further.
Curse the king! We won't cooperate with the likes of you.
It's time to leave a few priests and a confession tower behind. Otherwise, these fools will rise again the minute we turn our backs.
The people here appear strangely well fed, a jarring sight in lands where hunger gnaws at all. It doesn't take long to see they've plundered the nearby temple. Yet when the priests confiscate the stolen temple treasures, the crowd is strangely prepared. Swiftly they form a ring around them, weapons raised.
Take down his beast!
Now is our chance!
Sir Rainfried, I'm here to aid you.
Eivin, so you are not dead. Do you have another excuse for being late?
It was wise of you to send me here ahead of the procession. Gravina's people rebel against the church. and I fear someone riled them up against us.
Quick to report, the squire briefs the Inquisitor of the strange rumors spreading. Whispers tell of prophets calling themselves gifted, said to be touched by the hymn itself. Gravina's starving people worship them, desperate for every promise the false prophets make.
Go on collecting intel then, yet tread carefully, Squire.
Yes, Sir Rainfried. Eye sharp, ears open, trying not to tumble off the bird. I know the drill.
We should head back to the capital and confront Borolam with our findings.
We are sorry, Your Eminence, but we have our orders. Don't let him escape!
With oily courtesy, the king masks his surprise at the Inquisitor's return. Instead, he feigns shock that the church's reports were true. Gravina's temples plundered, priests driven out, and the people riled against the church, the king is quick to come up with an excuse. Alaric is boycotting the kingdom from the south.
And now you expect me to conquer back Alaric's lands for you? What a pathetic move.
Indeed. Still, if you wish to claim the people's faith, perhaps it is time you answer their prayers and save them from the terrors Alaric left behind. A village on the verge of being swallowed by the spreading silence. But as the procession draws near, a man appears in front of the village gates. Renfrid's soldiers gasp around him. A third eye gleams from the man's forehead. So the legends are true. One of the fabled gifted. He narrows his eyes and takes a protective stance, ready to fight.
A prophet of the gifted are you? Turning people against the church?
I only warn you once. Take your misguided priests and leave this place.
Seize him.
The three-eyed man crashes to the ground, not pleading for mercy, but glaring defiantly at the celestial bird pinning him down. Ishield snaps to strike, but the Inquisitor holds her back, though barely. He needs the man alive if he is to question him, yet he feels the Celestial's fury boiling beneath her feathers.
Speak. How did you obtain these powers, heretic?
I surely have not been enlightened by your gods. This gift only the witch may grant, blinded fools.
Silence, miserable creature. No mortal has to have such powers.
He is dead, Ishield. That was entirely unnecessary.
Those must be Alaric's troops.
Mostly deserters and opportunists. They're all putting their faith in the Conqueror to unite the shambles of the Thousand Kingdoms.
By force. As if the world didn't have enough problems already.
That's the thing, Avin. No one can stop Alaric now. Silence and hunger make it only easier for him. Come on now. These are only his remnants. We can handle this.
Church dares to take a stance against Alaric?
If Alaric lets heresy run wild in his lands, then yes, we dare to interfere.
It is hardly a secret that the heretics should be the least of your troubles.
Inquisitor and his dogs? Has the church lowered itself to help that desperate King Borelon?
You look pale, Avin. Did the bird give you a rough time again?
Eshield? No, she hates me as much as always. It is these gifted people. Is it true they appeared to be enlightened?
Their enlightenment has nothing to do with our gods. Beware of them, Avin. They are dangerous, not only in battle, but to the church too.
Who goes there? Your Eminence, we beg your forgiveness. We ask you sincerely to turn back. There is nothing but silence from this point onward. We ask you sincerely to turn back. There is nothing. We ask you sincerely to turn back.
This fortress belonged to Borelon not too long ago. Something hangs in the air. Stay vigilant.
The fortress looms dark and silent atop the mountain. Yet no one comes to greet them. It has been abandoned, though not long, judging by the scattered belongings left in haste. The Inquisitor studies the traces. These are not the remains of soldiers. Jars and vials have been left behind, along with piles of books on all kinds of heretical subjects.
It reeks of them, those three-eyed.
Are you sure of it?
Am I ever wrong about the smell of mortal scorchling?
So Borrelin housed some gifted guests. Interesting, but not surprising. I would not trust this king even if my life depended on it.
Your Eminence, we found something while searching the village.
The priest hesitantly presents the Inquisitor with the statue they have found. A simple stone figure of Saint Ida, known for once opening the eyes of the first starborn through the Celestial's will. The statue has been defiled, a painted eye smeared across its forehead. At its feet lies an abundance of flowers and fruits, offerings left in devotion.
The villagers have been questioned, Your Eminence.
I assume you have a name?
We have. Aside from that, their knowledge seems limited to crude folklore. Their offerings, they say, are for the witch.
The witch? We've heard that name before. One more of those sighs, Avin, and a shield will have your head. Now, what's troubling you?
Sir, I know it is stupid, but I found pale berries in the forest. They say they let you speak with the gods in dreams.
And what do you think the gods should tell us, Squire?
How to give people hope. How to stop the silence and these gifted.
Listen, Squire. You and me, we are not seers or priests. We follow orders. If the gods had answers, they would have given them to the council long ago.
The forest they reach is lost to silence, yet no map shows this, and no villager had spoken of it. The change must have come only recently. Then a man steps out of the forest. A third eye gleams brightly on his forehead. A gifted. The priests raise their weapons at once. They remember all too well the power of their kind.
The Inquisition is at our heels, just as she told us. I was supposed to avoid you. Guess it cannot be helped now. Our work here is too important to be interrupted by the likes of you.
The priests are humbled as light drains from the dead man's body, soaking into the soil and then dissolving the fresh silence all around his corpse. Could he have returned what he took? Is this how the gifted draw their power, draining the hymn like a living purgatory? If true, it's a dangerous revelation.
We hold the south, and the people's faith is ours. Now is a good chance to strike against Alaric's Pawn King.
Don't slip off my back like some novice scorchling.
As if I would fall asleep.
You're spooked by the gifted. Is that what's been stealing your sleep?
I am touched. Are you concerned about my health?
Just don't look so miserable. We can't afford to seem delicate.
Don't worry, Ashield. Nobody's mistaking you for delicate.
Halt! I am no enemy! Indeed, I record your deeds in these lands with great interest so far.
A cloaked figure sits atop a curiously wriggling construct pod, an erudite, and an eyeless one. The Celestial Church stands opposed to the knowledge-hoarding scholars, and this individual bears the mark of Ezra on his forehead, showing it openly, even when caution would suggest otherwise.
You are also not a friend.
There is no use in denying that. Allow me to record the events as they unfold. I am curious to see how she will fare with the likes of you. So, you would rather choose violence? A pity, yet hardly an unexpected one.
Alaric himself is long gone further south, yet his puppet king remains, holding the city and its surroundings in an iron grip. Every coin, every newborn bull is sent to the conqueror's war efforts. It was easy to sway the people back to Boreland. Now only the southern capital needs to be taken. So Boreland claims we let heretics fester in our lands. And now you show up at our door. That man has fooled you, if you believe him.
We are aware of the ploys of our dear king. That does not change the fact that we need your city back to regain control.
A man steps out at the city gates, cloaked in shadow. Rainfried knows the figure all too well. This meeting is one he would have rather avoided. The Truth Weaver, Melchior the Golden, spy of the Church and the master of its secret web. His presence never fails to send a shiver down the Inquisitor's spine.
My favorite bloodhound. I see you had to mess with Alaric. Unfortunate, but nothing I cannot clean up.
Melchior, you could have revealed yourself sooner if you'd been here all along.
A spy does not step into the light until every piece of knowledge is gathered. In this case, I was shadowing our most trusted King Borelon. Observing his work to gather and supply the gifted, I must give him that. He has been remarkably discreet. The Enlightened Council has chosen a new house to rule Gravina.
So I'm ordered to deal with Borolan. Message received.
As the procession nears the moat, the king's smug face appears atop the wall, throning in his fortress of silence above the priests and the Inquisitor. He has been waiting for them here, yet now an air of quiet confidence clings to him. It is as if the balance of power has shifted since their last meeting, and he knows it.
So, it's true then. You've been aiding the gifted all along.
Aiding them? No, they've been aiding me in saving this kingdom.
This kingdom is beyond saving. You're sacrificing your house's last bit of decency.
I prayed, Inquisitor. I waited for the church to send aid, but they never came. Once Alaric was gone, they sent you, to make sure their grip still holds. So yes, I turned to the gifted, for my people.
Then you are a traitor to the church, and I will strip you of your right to rule these lands.
Just as Rainfried sees his men wavering, the priests questioning if they face a divine being, Ishild ends their doubts. Without mercy, she rips off Borolan's head. In an instant, the light on his bloodied forehead dies down, and the battlefield falls silent.
Borolan had the gift, which means the witch cannot be far.
It reeks of them. The gifted have been here.
Then perhaps this is where they hide.
A strange feeling of being watched follows the Inquisitor to a ruined village, abandoned in the silence. At the center, a golden patch surrounds a thread that glimmers in midair. The priests sink to their knees. Rainfried shivers. The silence recoils more with each passing moment. A miracle. Is this the secret Borolan and the Gifted have long hidden?
I see. You killed Borolan. He was too reckless with the powers I granted him.
Who are you?
The one you hunt. The witch, if that is what you choose to call me.
Attack her now, Scorchling, before she strikes!
As the priests close in, the woman flicks a finger. The silence draws back around her, and an all-seeing eye bursts open on her forehead, holding the Inquisitor in place. The priests, the Illuminae, erupt in flames. Their lives flare into sparks of him, drifting like embers before vanishing in the witch's palm. Rainfried stares, frozen, as his army disappears. Yet Ishild does not stand by. She lunges at the woman. A blast slams the Inquisitor off Ishild's back. He rolls over the dead soil as Ishild's cry pierces his ears. He has never heard his companion in so much pain or sheer desperation. For a fleeting moment he thinks to pray. Then he feels the witch's step near his body and his mind goes blank. He opens his eyes and stares at her, yet she does not strike. Unlike with the others, she does not claim him.
What witchcraft is this?
The very him your gods once stole from us, and now withhold, so we cannot even fend for our own fate. Now crawl back to your holy lands, and stop hunting me.
By the time the Church's soldiers reach the Inquisitor, the mysterious woman is long gone. The golden light that held his soldiers' lives has vanished too, as if it never existed. Neither he nor the bird speaks a word of what happened after the king's defeat. It is as if the eye that bound them in place still holds them, its grip unyielding, both unable to shake the weight of all that has occurred.